Welcome to Omega Solution YouTube channel. This is your host Hamima Mudhemi. In today's video, we are going to learn about HRM OS. So without any further ado, let's get started. After setting up HRM OS, you will get a login page like this. To log in, you just simply have to click here into the login button and it will give you an interface like this. So to log in with username and password, you can simply just click here and it will fill this up, and then you can press the login button and it will log you into the HRM OS. So in the landing page, we can see three sections. In the left, you can see the navigation bar, and in the middle, you can see the dashboard, which has three sections. In the upper side, you can see some quick informations about our HRM OS. In the middle section, you can see the total work hours of your employees, which is null right now because we haven't inputted any informations. And in the bottom, we can see the notice board, which will be updated after we input some informations. So in the right side, you can see a full screen button and the user information and logout button. So that's the landing page. So we can get to the HR section now. In the HR section, you can create a new employee. So to create a new employee, there are some mandatory fields you can see which are colored as red. So let's just create a new employee here. So to create a new employee, we have to give it a first name. Let's just give it John, and the last name should be Louis. And we can create a unique username for this user and give him a password like this for now. Use strong password in your case. I'm just giving it for test purposes. And so in the joining date, you can navigate through here and you can change the year section by clicking on the double arrow button, and you can change the month section by pressing the single arrow button. So let's just select January 2025 and let's just leave empty the leave date for now. And in the employee ID, I can give him like EMP1 for now, and we can select his blood group type, which in this case I'm going to give it a B positive. And in the employee status, we haven't created any employee status, so let's just give it a demo employment and the department to demo department and the role to manager. And in the shift, we can select demo shift. And weekly holidays, we haven't created any weekly holidays, so let's just create a new weekly holiday by pressing here. So in this case, I'm going to give it a standard holiday. Start date should be Saturday and the end should be Sunday. So we have basically created a 2 days weekly holiday, which is standard for many countries. So let's just add the weekly holiday. So the weekly holiday was created and we can simply select it. In the designation, let's just give it demo designation, and designation start date, we can give it like this, and let's just leave the end date empty. and we can select his salary to however we want, and the salary start date should be from January 1. Okay, and again let's just leave the salary index to null, and the salary comment should be standard manager salary. We can select commission if we want. In this case I am just leaving it, and you can add educational information by pressing this button. Let's just give him PSC institution, APC University, and let's just give him 4.0 result, and we can give it like computer. So the start date is mandatory right here, so let me just give him April 1. Let's see. The stuff was created, so if you want to see the stuff that we just now created, we just simply have to go to the employee list, and it will show us our new stuff. You can see John Dewey, we just created him right now. So you can also create the stuffs from here, which is the same which we did earlier in the new employee section. And there is the roles and permission section where you can select a specific role for every new employee you are recruiting. So in this case we have already created some roles and permissions, which you can see. First is the super admin, then is the admin, then customer, then manager, then salesman, and delivery boy. And you can create a custom role here, demo role, and let's just create it. And then you can give it a permissions from here, that what you want him to see or control. So in this case I am giving it the dashboard permission. Okay, and let's just give him task, project, team, tasks, task status. Okay, so we have basically selected some criteria for our new demo role, and if we press permit now, this role has some specific permissions that is bound for this role. So if we assign it to a new employee or an existing employee, he can only use these features which are tick marked here. So next section is our department section, where you can create a department. So to create a department, you can just simply create IT support like this, create department, and it will create a department which then you can assign it to your new employees while creating it, so that you don't have to create it every time you create a new employee. After that, there is a designation where you can create new designations. So if you have a lot of designations, you can just simply upload the CSV files here, and it will upload all the informations which was in your CSV file and list it here with a single click. So in the next section, there is our attendance, where you can manually input the attendance of your employees, or you can just import the CSV files of your employees' attendance. So in this case, I am going to create a manual entry of our employees' attendance, So the John Doe, which we just created, let's just give him today's attendance. So he entered like on the straight 8 o'clock, and let's just give him in time is today's and select time to 14. Okay, so if you press add attendance, it will show the status of his attendance. In the payroll section, you can calculate the payroll of your employees by checking the work hours they have worked and by selecting the month and the year, and then pressing generate payslip will create the payslip for you automatically, and the payslips you created will be shown in the payslip list where you can see the status of your payslip. And in the next section there is shift, and in the shift you can create multiple shifts for different employees. So let's just create a new shift which will be evening, and let's just select time of 15 to So as you can see, the evening shift was created. And in the next section, you can see its employment status, where you can create new employment status types. So it can be like fixed terms, full-time, part-time, casual, contract. So let's just create a new employment status type. And let's just give it a description of okay, and you can select the colors from here. Let's just give it a red color and then press create employment status, and it will create a new employment status. So the next section is leave, where you can create leaves for your employees, where you can select it's a paid leave or it's an unpaid leave. So let's just select paid leave and select the date. So as you can see, a leave was created, and now if I want, I can approve it by simply going to view, then review leave and accept from, accepted, and by simply pressing review leave will change its status. So let's go to the next section, which is a holiday, where we can create weekly holidays and public holidays. So it's the same as we demonstrated, where you can select the name of your weekly holiday. So let's just give it a standard 2, where I can select Friday to Saturday and create a new weekly holiday type. And in the public holiday, you can add like New Year, where you can select the date to 1 and 2 and add a public holiday. And in the next section, there is leave policy, where you can create the leave policy for your company. So let's just say leave policy 2025, where the paid leave will be 20 and unpaid leave will be 10. So there you go. we have created a new leave policy for our company, and then there is the announcement where I can say meeting at 8 o'clock. Okay, the announcement was created, and we can see the announcement in the dashboard. As you can see, it's showing up here. And next up is the account section, where you can manage all your account type and get a better overview of your current situation. So if you give your employee their salary by cash, you can go to the cash and see what's going on into the cash section. And in the transaction, you can create or explore your previous transaction history, and here will be all of your list of the transaction you have made previously, and you can filter it by going here. So in this case, let's just create a new transaction where I can select the accounts. I can select like bank to cash, and I can give it like 2000 and select the particular to demo and select as sale, and we can give it a. As you can see, the transaction was created, which I can later see by going to account, then transaction, and it will pop up in the list. So the next section is report. So in the report section, there you can see trial balance, and next to that is balance sheet and the income statement. So basically, these reports will show you your current business situation, where you can press the trial balance and see the information of your business. And in the balance sheet, you can get an automated balance sheet created here according to your transactions, and you can see the income statements also here. And the next section is award. So in the award section, you can create new awards to cheer your employees. Let's just create a new employee award. And then you can give it to your new employees. And the next section is the project section, which is pretty important in this HRM, where you can manage all of your projects here. So to create a new project, you can simply click to create project, where you can select managers. As in this case, we are going to select John Dewey, which we created earlier, and assign it to a project, where we can select the project name as ABC, and we can select a start date. So let's just give it a start date of 2 days, and let's just say it will be finished in the next month. And the project description might say like software development. So let's just press add project, and it will add a new project here. So in the project, there is some buttons you can see. So if you click on the Kanban board, you can create task inside of the project. Let's just create task for the project we just created, and we can select the milestones and the priority list, and select the team and the team members from here, and add a start date and a end date in the task menu. So let's just create a milestone, milestone should be demo. And let's just create a milestone like from today to 23. Start description. And let's just select the milestone we just created, and let's create a new team. To create a new team, you just have to simply create a new and add members to it, where I can select John Doe and manager, customer, admin, and simply pressing create team will create a new team where all these employees are there, and we can assign this task to specific members. In this case, I am going to give it to John Doe and Mr. Admin, and we can select the start date to 20 and end date to 23 as the milestone says, and pressing add now will create a task in the Kanban board, where you can just simply drag and drop it into the progress section or the done section, and it will change its status according to the board it's into. So let's just go back to our project, and you can see there is some milestones here, and the task status. You can create a task status here. Let's give it a demo value. Okay, so the task status is created, which you can then apply into your Kanban board when creating a task. And it is a project status, which you can see is pending right now, and I can change the status according to my needs. So we can select like on hold and press update now, and it will change its status according to your selection. So you can also change its informations by going to three dot icon, then edit, and then you will have the form to change its necessary informations. And there is the next section in the project, which is team, where you can create new team just like we have created earlier, and you have to create a project first to create a team. So in this case, we have created ABC project, where we can create a new team for the ABC project and choose the team members here. So let's just leave it, and all of your team will be listed right here in the project team section, where you can see the details of your team. And you can create task priorities, which in this case are created default, and you can create custom task priority if you need, which you can apply it into your project section. And there is a task where you can see all of your tasks going on in this section and see the status. So basically what it does is give you a review of your entire task list of your multiple projects in one window, which helps you to get a better understanding of your current progress. So there is a next section is recruitment, where you can create job category and you can post a job circular through here, and we have a job portal for that. So let's just create a job category first, where we can say software F. So we have created a new job category and job type, and we can also select the job type from here. So the job type was created, and we can also create the job location. So the job location was created, and we can add necessary skills for this job type by simply going here. And add some specific job skills that we need for this job category, and press add job skills will create our job skills for the job type. And next there is job work experience, where we can create new job experience. Let's just give it a 1 year, like that, 1 year experience, and that should be fine. And into the job we can create a new job. So the job title should be Senior React Dev, and we can select the start date from May 1 to in date of (2026) April 30. And we have created the job locations. We can add the experience that we have created earlier, and we can also select the job type and the job category. And we have created the job skills previously, which we can just select from here. And we can give the value of total positions available right now in our company. So in this case I'm just giving it 2. And we can select the payment type to like monthly, hourly, daily, or yearly. So in this case I'm giving it daily. And we can give it a salary range, like exact salary or salary range. So let's just give him an exact salary of 20,000. Okay. And we can give it like job requirement and job description. And by pressing add new job, it will create a new job. And there is job application section where we can create a new job application. So let's just leave it right now, and we can see the job board. So in the job board section you can manage your job applicants right here, and there is job interview. And in the job interview section you can create job interviews and schedule it according to your needs. And in the job desk, it's a job portal page where applicants can visit and apply for jobs. So let's just see it. As you can see, the job we just created is right here, where if I press it I can apply it from here, and by filling all this information I can apply for the job. So let's just go back to our HRM. The next section is media. The media section stores all your media files so that you can easily sort your media library from one section. So the next is email, where you can create emails and send it to your desired location from here. And the last section is settings, where you can update your company settings from here. So basically that was it for the HRM OS. I hope you have understand all the features that are included here, and if you have any questions you can simply hit the comment section, where I will reply you as soon as I can.